All right, so now I want to just go for a minute to that other scripture, and I'm going to be through here in just in a few minutes. But in the other scripture we read, it said, as his custom was, in verse 16, and he came to Nazareth where he had been brought up, and as his custom was, he went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day and stood up to read. And so why do we go to church? Why go to church? We go to church. One reason is because that's what Jesus did. I mean, no, Jesus was our example. And this said, as his custom was. That means that's what he did. He went to church. And that's what we ought to do. I don't think he went there just because, somebody told him he had to. I think he did it because he liked to be there. I mean, people go places they like to be. And they shun places they don't want to be. Amen. Places you want to be to, you'll get there early and stay late. Places you really don't want to go to, like the whole family's going over Bobo's house, and you don't really like Bobo, and you don't like half the people in your family, but Mama be mad if you don't go. So you show up late, and you always got something to do when you get there. You know what? I would stay later, but I promised so-and-so. I got to go by the hospital and visit so-and-so, but I would, but I don't only stay a few minutes. And you find excuses to get away quickly from places that you really don't want to be at. I'm just bringing real, y'all. Now, the church is the Greek word ecclesia. It means called out. He said, come out from among them and be ye separate. That's what the church is. We're called out from the world. Does that mean we're perfect? No. That just means we're called out. We're called from the world to God. So in a nutshell, that means we're God's property. It means you don't belong to yourself anymore. And what that means is you do not have the right to say whether you want to go to church or not. Because you don't belong to yourself. If you're his. Now let me come to that point. Everybody say they his ain't his. Praise the Lord. Everybody say they saved, ain't saved. In Ephesians 1:23, he calls it his body. Jesus said that. He said the church is, well, Paul wrote this, but the church is the body of Christ. How many of y'all got a body? If you didn't raise your hand, you didn't understand the question, or you sleep. Turn to your neighbor and say, wake up. How many of y'all got a body? Okay, good. No ghosts in here. Because without a body, you'd have to be a ghost. What if my little finger said, you know what? I don't have to be attached to you today. I can stay over here somewhere and still be part of the body. If somebody chop off my little finger, like I was cutting grass or something and it got chopped off, I'm going to take that dude to the hospital and say, can you put this back on here, please? And I hope nobody said, well, that's just your little finger. It don't mean that much. Because that's what we do to the church. Well, they're not going to miss me. I just, I don't do nothing in the church. If you're part of the body, you are missed. Now, the only place you can get help is in the house of the Lord. Right. Amen. And that's why, see, the adversary will try to keep you away from going to the house of the Lord because that's where your strength's going to come from. That's where your help is going to come from. Right. But if he can keep you away, he'll give you all kind of excuses not to go. All kind of stuff. I wish I had a nickel for every time somebody told me, you know what, I wasn't going to come to service, but I pressed my way out. And I'm so glad I got here because when I got here, everything just kind of straightened out. Yeah. Guess who was trying to keep you from getting here? And the sad thing is, a lot of times, he succeeds. Now, suppose somebody had something for you, but you never showed up to receive it. I wish I could say the number of times when people that wanted me to counsel with them, and when we get in that room and start talking, the very stuff they're going through is the very same stuff that God has been giving me to give at the Bible studies that they never come to. I'm telling you, if you would just come to church and come to Bible study, God knows what you need already. All you have here is a messenger boy who comes to God's house and gives you a message that God has for you. And all you have is the devil wanting to stop you from getting here. It's been said that churches and banks are much alike in one respect. What one gets out is, for the most part, dependent on what one puts in. So when you come to church, you're going to just about get what you expect. You're about going to get what you're looking for. Praise the Lord. So if you have all kind of strange feelings about church, it's probably something in your heart you need to deal with. Well, you just got to love God. You got to love God, and you got to love his people. Tell somebody, love God, love people. And if you love people, you'll love his church.